Hola, amigas y amigos, y bienvenidos a esta introducción al verbo gustar. That's right, my friends. In this lesson, we are going to have an introduction, and yes, I do mean just an introduction to the verb gustar, because this verb actually presents a lot of interesting nuances to the Spanish language that are going to be unfamiliar to us as English speakers. So we're going to just take our time, we're going to dip our toe in the water, and we're going to learn how to express what we like using gustar. So, let's get started here. Let's take the assumption that gustar means to like. And I'm going to tell you straight up, this is a false assumption. But maybe this is what you were taught when you were in Spanish 1, that gustar means to like. Now, like I said, we are going to use gustar to express what we like. But let's see what happens here if we assume that gustar means to like. So we know the word I in Spanish is, hopefully you're saying yo. And the word video games, while you might not have encountered it yet, it is going to be on our vocab this unit. It is los videojuegos. Now, let's take, again, our false assumption that gustar means to like, and let's conjugate it in the yo form, because I'm the one doing the liking here, right? Let's take that AR off of there, and we get the yo form, gusto. So, taking this assumption at the top that gustar means to like, we would have yo gusto los videojuegos. That's what we would think this sentence would translate as. However, I'm sure you probably saw this coming, that is not correct. Me gustan los videojuegos is how you express I like video games. So what is happening here? How come I is translated as me? And why did we not use the gusto conjugation? Why is it gustan? That's third plural, but yo is first singular. What is happening here? Well, as I'm sure you anticipated, it is with our false assumption at the top there that gustar means to like. It most certainly does not. Here we go. Write this down. Gustar does not mean to like. It means to be pleasing to. Gustar does not mean to like, it means to be pleasing to. So this presents a conundrum for us. Let's check out what happens now. Now that we know that gustar means to be pleasing to, let's see what happens in English. I like coffee. Well, that's not nearly the same thing as saying I am pleasing to coffee, right? So we're going to use this verb gustar to express that we like something, but it means to be pleasing to. But that makes our sentence kind of wonky and not express what we want it to mean. So we're going to have to switch some things around. We can say, I like coffee is the same as coffee is pleasing to me. And now, that does express that I like coffee. But coffee is the subject, coffee is doing the action, and it is pleasing to me. So, we like chocolate becomes chocolate is pleasing to us. They like to travel becomes traveling is pleasing to them. Notice we are no longer the ones doing the liking, it is the thing that we like being pleasing to us. So let's try switching some of these around together. She likes pizza. We're going to switch this around, and the pizza is going to become the subject. So what would this sentence be? Hopefully, you're saying, pizza is pleasing to her. Do you like vegetables? Let's switch this around. Give it a shot. Are vegetables pleasing to you? He likes to shop. Let's switch it around. Shopping is pleasing to him. Do they like to run? Is running pleasing to them? So these sentences on the right will be able to translate pretty directly. Here we go. Let's switch into Spanish. La conjugación de gustar. Okay, so now let's focus on conjugating gustar to go in these sentences. Because notice again, like I said before, it's not I am doing the liking, it is the thing I like doing the pleasing. So here we go. Number one, pizza is pleasing to her. Let's conjugate the verb gustar according to pizza. Pizza is what point of view? Hopefully you're telling me. Third, is it singular or plural? Singular. Here is gustar in the third singular. Gusta. All right. Now, are vegetables pleasing to you? Let's conjugate gustar for vegetables. That is third plural. Hopefully you're telling me that gustar conjugation is gustan. Gustan. All right. Shopping is pleasing to him. Now, shopping, it's like, hey, that's an action. How can that be a point of view, first, second, third person? Well, let's use the logic that we always have. I'm not shopping. You are not the shopping. That means that shopping has got to be third person. And there's not multiple shoppings, so it's third singular. Let's conjugate gustar for the third singular. We get boop, gusta. All right, and here we have another verb. Is running pleasing to them? Running, it's not me, it's not you, it's got to be third, and it's singular. There are not multiple runnings here. So the conjugation of gustar is, once again, gusta. All right. So now let's move on to the next bit here. The pizza is pleasing. We've dealt with the pleasing part. Now the to her. This is called an indirect object. That is a fancy term that I do not expect you to know, but hopefully you remember from our last unit when we talked about direct objects. Well, this is an indirect object. So, indirect objects are identified by the words to or for in English, to her or for her, to me or for me, to you or to him. I'm sorry, to you or for you, to him or for him. Those are all indirect objects. And here, the pizza is pleasing to her. So we need to have the indirect object. The vegetables are pleasing to you. Shopping is pleasing to him. Running is pleasing to them. Those are all indirect objects. So as I'm sure you could predict, we're going to have to learn these indirect objects in Spanish. Here we go. We've got me, te, le. Now look at all the meanings of le. It can mean to him, it can mean to her, it can mean to you. To us is nos, to y'all is os, and then les has both of these, to them or to you all. These are your indirect objects. And your verb gustar is a quirky one. Hear me as you're writing, please. Hear me that the verb gustar is always going to have one of these words that you're writing down right now. It's always going to have one associated with it. This is a very quirky little verb, this verb gustar. There are a few others that are like it, and this one always must have an indirect object. Again, me, te, le, nos, os, les. All right, so I'm going to move ahead. You need to pause it. Go ahead. I'm moving on in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, so let's do this in Spanish. Here we go. Pizza is pleasing to her. Which one of those words that you just wrote down is going to be for to her? Hopefully you're saying the word is le. We've got pizza is la pizza. We've gone to go ahead and conjugate our verb. Gustar is gusta. And you've chosen le, as we've just mentioned. So now, let's put these words into the final sentence and look what happens here. It's going to get a little funky. Bear with me. Here we go. Check it out. The le, as we've learned before, are object pronouns, whether it's a reflexive pronoun like se, whether it's a direct object pronoun like lo or la or los or las, or whether it's an indirect object pronoun, the ones we've just learned, like le, les, and of course we have those other four that I didn't mention, me, te, nos, and os, which are the same across all three of these pronoun categories. These go before conjugated verbs like we've seen. Le goes in front of gusta because gusta is conjugated. Now, The weird part is that the pizza goes at the end of the sentence, and I frankly have never understood why that is the case. You don't say la pizza le gusta, and I'm not actually sure why that is the case. Maybe it's just become convention that when you're expressing that you like something, or maybe it's just another quirk of gustar, but we're going to put the thing that is liked, the thing that is pleasing to us at the end of the sentence. Let's do another one. Are vegetables pleasing to you? Here we go. Vegetables is going to be on our list. It is las verduras. Now, verduras is third plural, so I've chosen gustan because that's the third plural of gustar. And then to you, check out your list again, and you'll see that you is te, second singular. Or you could have used le if you're using the formal you. Now let's go ahead and put our final version of the sentence together. We're going to do that little choo, swap them. Here we go. The object pronoun, the indirect object te, goes there in front of the conjugated verb gustan. And we put the vegetables there at the end. Again, it's a wonky little switch, but that's the way it goes. ¿Te gustan las verduras? Do you like vegetables? Are vegetables pleasing to you? Here we go. Shopping is pleasing to him. How are we going to say to him? Check your list out. Here we go. Le gusta ir de compras. To him is pleasing the shopping. So weird in our language, but this is completely correct in Spanish. Le gusta ir de compras. Shopping is also going to be on our list this unit. Here we go. Last one. Is running pleasing to them? Les, I've chosen les because them, third plural. I've chosen gusta because running is third singular, and then to run is correr, also going to be one of our new words. Okay, pause. We have just spent a lot of time talking about a lot of grammar and arrows and things going this way and that, and I'm sure by now you're probably a little confused, maybe a little frustrated, but I want you to slow down, take a breath with me, and let's have una perspectiva diferente. Anyone know what that means? Hopefully you're saying a different perspective. So sometimes it helps people understand all of that grammar background, how the car works. But sometimes it's nice just to, hey, push the gas and the brake and steer the wheel, and I don't know what's happening under the hood. So if you're one of those people that all of those details that I have just explained don't mean a hill of beans to you, let's take this different perspective here. Maybe we can start fresh and have a different way of thinking about expressing our likes and dislikes. So I've got 3 examples here. I like to draw. Now, I know that the word I is not me. I know it's yo. But in the case where we're talking about expressing likes or dislikes, when we're using gustar, maybe it'll be helpful just to think that I is translated as me. Maybe that helps. Gustar, we're going to have to conjugate it for the word after it, the drawing. Now, maybe it helps you to remember that gustar means to be pleasing, and that's why the drawing is the subject and all of that. Maybe it does or maybe it doesn't. But maybe you can just look and be like, hey, is the thing I like, is that singular or is it plural? If it's singular, use the gusta. If it's plural, like in number 2, use the gustan. We like the socks is plural, so let's use gustan. Do you like to play? Playing is singular, so let's use gusta. All of these words are in the white. These are all going to be vocab for us, so we're going to learn lots of good words this unit. So let's synthesize this new perspective of ours. Here we go. In short, we've got me, te, le, nos, os, le. Next step, choose gusta or gustan. And then, whatever it is in the universe that you like, put that word right there. So, if I want to say, I like chocolate. Chocolate is singular, third singular, so I'm going to use gusta. I'm not going to use gustan. And it's pleasing to me. So, me gusta el chocolate. Let's say we like puppies. Nos gustan perritos. Alrighty, so let's summarize all of the stuff that we have learned today. And here we go. Number 1, Gustar does not technically mean to like, though if it helps you to think of it that way, that's fine by me. It means to be pleasing to in all actuality. So therefore, when we conjugate gustar, we're going to conjugate it according to the things that we like. We like the vegetable, the one vegetable, is gusta. We like the vegetables, it's gustan. Next. Gusta always is going to have one of those indirect object pronouns. Always, always, always. You're going to have one of these words in number 4. Metele nos os les. So, in spite of all of this weirdness, the final sentence in Spanish is surprisingly similar to the original sentence in English. I like the gift. Me gusta el regalo. Gracias por su atención durante esta lección sobre el verbo gustar. Hasta la próxima. Chao.